Off in the distance there, we can see Cabezon Peak. That is about 60 miles away. To give you an idea what a prominent feature that is throughout this part of New Mexico. And we're going to attempt to get to the top. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on another Sandia Mountain Natural History Center quick trip. This morning we are at the Cabezon, which is a volcanic plug located, well, I'm not even sure what we're near to say anything more than located here in probably northwest New Mexico. Apparently there's a route to get to the top. It's probably a bit of an adventure. We'll see if we can get there. So today we are climbing the Cabezon volcanic plug, which is the most famous and most visible. But if we look out here across the valley floor, we can see a whole bunch more volcanic plugs. These were all vents from the lava field, and the surrounding area eroded away and left these plugs. So here's another view of the Cabezon. It's a really interesting Navajo legend or belief about the Cabezon, that the Cabezon, which of course means big head in Spanish, is actually the head of a giant that was slain on Mount Taylor. And the El Malpais lava flows out around Mount Taylor are the coagulated blood of the giant, and the Cabezon is the head. So when you're doing climbing like this, you really have to keep weighing the risks and the rewards. You know, is it worth it? Is it within my capabilities? The other thing is, every rock that you grab, you want to make sure that it's a steady, stern rock. It's not going to go anywhere. And finally, the other thing you want to keep in mind is 3 points of contact. One hand, 2 feet, two hands, 1 foot, but always 3 points of contact. So I'm not sure where anyone went from here. We're gonna do a little slab climbing. That means we're relying on the friction of our shoes to not slip. So that's putting a lot of trust in the old shoes. I think we made it. I'm not sure if this is coming out on video, the steepness of this grade that we've just come up, but it is extremely steep. Watch out for rockets. Yep. So I know I may have said this already, but this is by far the hardest hike that we've done on our quick trip series. So if you would please do me the favor of liking, sharing, and subscribing, because we're going through this for you guys, and it's fun. Who am I kidding? Oh. All right. We are probably at our one of, if not the most vertical. All right. How did you do this, Daniel?
I go a little bit towards me. Come up the top. Better.
Yeah, if I can get one left foot, there we go. Chimney up this. It's all good. All right. Not the most elegant climb. We made it. Here in the middle of our steep climb, it's a little bit of scat. Looks like coyote scat. You know, our videos wouldn't be complete if we didn't get a little bit of scat. But it's really incredible considering the struggle that we had to get up here, how something like a coyote would get up here. We're just about to the top. Very difficult climb. Sorry there's not as much natural history info in this one. Kind of concentrating a little bit or a lot on the hike, or the climb rather. Literal hand over hand climbing. But we're coming up. There's a structure up here. Not sure what it's all about, but it is on the top. Seems to be a spiral. But we have reached the top. So Daniel has found a geocache up here. Anything good in there, Daniel?
A bunch of granola bars.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd eat those.
Looks like a poncho in case it's raining.
Poncho, looks like an MRE heater.
Pen.
Huh.
Pink, so you won't lose it. MRE heater, yes.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the one that...
National Geographic binoculars. Yeah.
Ah. All right. There's a vulture swooping around us. Maybe the vulture realizes how hard the hike was and knows our chances of getting down. So I'm going to give you a 360-degree view from up here. It's we can see some volcanic plugs. A lot of nothing. It's pretty amazing when we think about New Mexico that Daniel and I here have put ourselves in a spot where we're probably the only people for 15 miles or so. Off in the distance here we can see the Sandias. Coming around. I'm not sure you can see it on the video, but it's a tiny little bit of snow out there. That is Wheeler Peak. I'm not Wheeler Peak, Mount Taylor. It's pretty incredible up here.
This is almost a complete looking volcano, but I'm not a volcanologist, so I'm not really sure. It's probably just another volcanic plug. But lucky for you, the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science has some world-renowned volcanologists on their staff, and they have an excellent webpage on the volcanology of this entire area. I will put a link to that page down in the description box. Please check it out and learn a lot about the volcanoes and volcanology of the Ojito wilderness.
won't start climbing down until Daniel is at a safe point so I don't kick rocks down on top of him. Any rocks that we do dislodge, it's important to yell, "Rock!" Some of our first wildlife of the day comes right near the end, but that is a collared lizard. Pretty cool. Well, that about wraps up this episode of Sandia Mountain Natural History Center Quick Trips. Believe it or not, we made it to the top, but it was a brutal climb. 1,386 feet over just under 1.25 miles, and then the same coming down. So it's a really hard hike, but if you're looking for adventure and something difficult, Cabezon Peak has got you covered.